what's unique about the sphere? Our cylinder had 2 circle bases, right? What's unique about the sphere?
It doesn't have any bases.
There's no bases, there's no flat polygons for a side, right? So how are we going to find the area of this surface area? We knew the circle of the cone, right? We could find that. But how do we find this? Well, a baseball is a sphere, right? Everybody agree a baseball is a sphere?
Yeah.
So if we're given our baseball, and we peel back the leather covering, we undo all the seams, it creates that somewhat of a net. What's one of the shapes that we see in that net? A circle. So we have 1 circle on the top. How many circles do you think there are in that whole thing?
4.
4? Everybody agree? Let's say we have about 1 in this whole chunk, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. So everybody agree there's about 4 circles?
Yeah.
Ashlyn, what's the area formula for a circle? Pi r squared, right. So we have there 1 circle, so what do you think the surface area of that whole sphere might be? If we have 4 of them, Angela, what do you think the whole thing could be then? If we have 4 of them, and the area of one of those circles is pi r squared, what do you think? Yep. So we have pi r squared times 4. That's the surface area for a sphere. So if we go here, here's our surface area for a sphere. We're going to have pi r squared times 4. So if you need to write this down, write it down. But an easy way for you to remember it is that baseball, we peel back the leather covering, we have about 4 circles there. So that's how we get the surface area for a sphere when we put it back together. Pi r squared times 4. Now a hemisphere. What can you tell me, what's a hemisphere?
Half of a circle.
Tanner?
So when you cut a sphere in half and one side of it.
Right? We have our world, we have our northern and southern hemisphere, we have half a sphere. Perfect, a sphere. We chop this in half, we get half of a basketball, right? So that's 1 hemisphere of the basketball. So how do you think we find the surface area for a hemisphere if it's half of a sphere?
Pi r squared times 2.
Pi, yep, because we divided this in half, right?
Yeah.
So we start with pi r squared times 2. Now, we cut it in half, which means we have another opening on the bottom now, right? So how do we find that? We have this part, our flat surface. So we just created another flat surface. What shape did that make then? What shape did we make? So what do we need to add with it? Area of another circle, right? We took half that sphere. We got this half. Now we need to count for the base. So we need to add another area of a circle. So you can see it 2 different ways. Whichever way sits better in your head. 2 pi r squared for cutting this in half, right? Plus the base. Or if we have 2 pi r squared and we have another pi r squared, if we add them together,
Pi squared r 3 pi 4. Pi squared
2
r
plus
4
a 1,
3
good, 3 pi r squared. Whichever way you see it better. Half of a sphere plus the base, or when we add them together, 3 pi r squared. So that's as simple as it is for a sphere and a hemisphere. Okay, we'll try an example. Everybody got that written down before I erase it? So here's our sphere. What are we given?
The
Ra-
radius.
Hold up. Diameter or radius? Which one?
Radius.
Radius, good. How do we find surface area?
Pi r squared.
Here's our formula, right? Pi r squared, and we have 4. So plug it in, right? 14 squared. Someone tell me what 14 squared is on their calculator?
196.
Yep. Now, what's 196 times 4? Someone's calculator?
2463.
Really, you all should be doing this, was it?
2463. And
So, now, is this an exact or approximate answer? Exact, because we left pi in it, we didn't estimate it, right? Now, what if I say round to the nearest 10? Cade, can you do that for me? You're gonna probably need your calculator, right?
I was getting decimal.
Yeah.
It's only round to near
246, that's the whole answer.
Oh,
Not the,
what's it with pi then?
it was like 7 or something.
246. Oh, my God.
784. 784
Pi.
pi, so that's the exact. Now, round this. Round to the nearest 10.
Then it's to the
784 pi.
2,463. Because
Is it to point
point
zero?
zero is .00.
So depending what it asks you to do, either exact or approximate, that's how we would have it. What if we were given the diameter? What do we need to do first, Ashley?
Oh, you gotta divide that by 2.
Why?
Radius.
Yep, because raised half diameter. Okay, so some of those will be like on your homework. Now I'm gonna let you guys do a trickier one. You're given the surface area, and you have to find the radius. So we have our basketball, and the surface area of this whole thing is 900 pi centimeters squared. We need to find the radius of this basketball. So you guys are going to do this on your own. First of all, what is the surface area for a sphere?
4 pi squared.
Pi r squared times 4. So you're going to plug in what you know. Now I want to have somebody come to the board and do this for me. Who wants to do it? Liza? Yep. All of you should be working on this while she's doing on the board. Got it? We got it?
I'm thinking.
Okay, so remember, don't forget our pi after 900. Don't forget surface area, the whole thing is 900 pi. Can't forget our pi.
That helps.
So I'd write it all out. There's our formula. I'd plug in everything we know. Oh, yep. So far, you're doing good. Don't forget our pi. 900 pi. Did you just add it right now? No, on this side. We need our 900 pi on that side. Do you see that? Because then, yes, that'll make your answer way nicer.
So you got?
Actually, I have.
What did you get, Chris? 15. 15? Alright, yeah, you got?
Nope.
Chris, what'd you get? 300 pi after 900?
Yeah, 15.
Yep, because then it'll be nice at the end.
C, D, all the graphs.
Up over here. Good, didn't forget 900 pi.
Because
Okay, then I'll help you.
why am I
I will divide by pi right away. Because no,
I wasn't there when he explained that most of this, so I was like, yeah, I love it. I just have to do this.
And then you can rewrite my graphs because I need to ask.
One piece. What's your orange?
I got some.
That's what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what
And
it
when I
is.
went to bed, because I was like, yep, I understand that.
No, that's how good. I got that right away.
You are no fun.
900 pi was our surface area, right? Aren't you trying to solve for r, get r by itself?
Yeah, but
You don't know?
I don't know, I think so.
See how the pi is still in there? She divided 900 by 4.
At first I did it wrong because I put the 4.
Oh, you can do that.
Yeah, but it got the weird color. Because like then I did 4 first. Yeah, I did 4.
Yeah, the pi was still
This
in
way, the pie.
that order.
The pies will cancel out right away. Okay. Well, I think I typed something in wrong.
It's probably because you
Certainly
did,
can.
and then you put it all in one, didn't you? If you do this, if you do that, you need to do parentheses. 900
So
times
then
pi,
after, if you took 900 pi divided by 4.
because otherwise it'll do 900 times pi divided
Then
by
you still
4
have to divide by
times
pi on the
pi.
next one.
See the difference? It's the order of operations.
Do it like you guys do. Take 900, take what you started with. Take 900 pi divided by 4. That was a decimal. Then divide by the pi.
You get 2.5.
I got one.
Or 2.5.
Oh, wait, I mean.
You're getting the same number, you're just doing it in a different order. Okay, or you're either leaving pi or not leaving pi. That would.
Okay, so everybody up here, please. Perfect. Should have gotten 15 centimeters. A couple different ways you could do this, though. Notice how Alyssa, right here, good, I like it. She wrote it all out, plugged in what we know, what she knew. She divided by 4 first. Divided by 4. She left her pi, which you can do, and then divided by pi, they cancel out. One thing what I would do, when I'm given the surface area with pi in it, when I have pi on both sides, first thing I would do,
Yeah, I got rid of pi first.
divide by the pi right away. Because look, cancel out on this side, cancel out on this side. So then that's where I get my 900 equals r squared times 4. So then I don't have to worry about the pi, decimals, none of that. So there's different ways you can do it. Either way you do it, you're always going to get the same answer. But that's just a little trick. Get rid of the pi so you don't even have to deal with them. Everybody got, I looked around, everyone got 15, so it looks like we get it. Now before I give you the homework and you guys can work on homework, I want you guys to get out your computer